girls and boys. Welcome to this week's online Sunday school. We're thinking of you all and remembering you all in our prayers. So we really miss you and we can't wait to see you all again.
Hello boys and girls. This week in Sunday school we're going to hear the last part of the story about Moses and find out what happened whenever they crossed the Red Sea and got over to the other side. We're going to hear about how God gave Moses 10 rules. Wow, 10 rules? My goodness. Now, I know that we have lots of rules that we have to follow whenever maybe we're out in the car and whoever's driving the car, they have to follow rules whenever they're driving. Or there are rules that we have to follow at nursery or at school. There are lots of rules that we have to follow. Let's see what the rules were that God gave to Moses.
Stories of the Bible. Moses in the wilderness. This is Moses, who was an Israelite born in Egypt in a time when Israelite boys were not supposed to live.
Wait, huh?
Moses, however, grew up in the palace of the Pharaoh, the very man who was enslaving the Israelite people. When Moses grew up, he made a big mistake and fled Egypt to live with the Midianites. But God called Moses back to Egypt to deliver his people with the help of his brother Aaron. After God showed his miraculous power in Egypt, he led the Israelites through the Red Sea and towards the Promised Land. They followed God, who showed himself as a cloud by day and fire by night. As God led them through the wilderness, the Israelites became thirsty and hungry. They complained to Moses and Aaron and said, "If only we had died in Egypt." God said to Moses that he would provide for his people. Each morning they awoke and found manna for the day.
What's that?
And each night God gave them meat. The people were still thirsty, and they were mad at Moses, saying, "Did you bring us out here to die of thirst?" So Moses cried out to God, and God told Moses to strike a rock, and water came flowing out of it for the people to drink. And so the Lord provided for his people's needs. After traveling in the desert for 3 months, they came to Mount Sinai, and God called Moses from the top of the mountain. God spoke to Moses there of the future of his people and reminded him of the miracles of the past. After 3 days, there was thunder and lightning as a thick cloud covered the mountain. The people heard a loud trumpet blast. And Moses led people to the foot of the mountain to meet with God. God told them how his people were to live and how they were to honor him and respect each other. The Israelites had seen for themselves that God had spoken to Moses from heaven. These rules that God told them are called the 10 Commandments. And the Israelites feared God, for his mighty power had brought them out of slavery and provided for them in the desert.
Before we look to see what the rules were that God gave, let's have a little think about rules. Imagine if we were out in the car and Mum just went through the red traffic lights, well, because they were just there as a decoration. They weren't there for any other purpose. She didn't have to stop because there weren't any rules. Imagine all of those cars just going wherever they wanted. Wow, that would be chaos without rules, wouldn't it? So let's look and see what the 10 commandments were that God gave Moses. Number 1, there's one God. Listen to him. Sometimes people try to make things that look like God and then they bow down to those things and pretend they are God. That's really silly and we shouldn't do that. And that was rule number 2. Don't make a pretend God. God's name is special. So the 3rd commandment was, don't use God's name just like any other word. Number 4, take time to rest and focus on God. What's one way we do that? Well, whenever we're at church or we're at Sunday school. Number 5 then, respect your parents. Live in a way that will make them happy. Number 6, don't take away anyone's life. God says that if we get married, we are to keep our promises to each other. And that was number 7. Number 8, God says we're not to steal, so we're not to take things without asking. We're nearly there. Now we're at number 9. God says don't tell lies about anyone, always tell the truth. And number 10, respect other people and be content with what's yours. Boys and girls, even though Moses got these rules from God a long time ago, we still should be sticking to these rules today. They're a reminder from God of what is good and what is right, and they remind us of how God wants us to live. For this week's craft, you'll need something to colour in with, a pair of scissors, a pencil, some sellotape, some glue and 3 pieces of paper. We're going to make our own version of the stone tablets that the 10 commandments were written on. So first of all, we need to take one of our pieces of paper and draw the stone tablet on it. Take a second piece of paper and do the same. Colour in what you've drawn and then cut them both out. On the last piece of paper, draw around both of your hands and cut them out. Stick the hands onto the stone tablets. Use a piece of sellotape to stick the 2 stone tablets together side by side. Altogether we have 8 fingers and 2 thumbs, which makes, yes that's right, makes 10. And there were 10 commandments. So what we're going to do is write each of the commandments on our fingers and our thumbs on our stone tablets to help us to remember what they are. If you need somebody at home to help, don't worry, call them over and I'm sure they'll help you. I've coloured in the fingers and thumbs on my hands on my tablets, and that will maybe just draw my attention to it whenever I'm walking past it, and I'll have a read at that every time I see it to remind me of what the 10 commandments were. Well done everybody, I'm sure your crafts look great. If you want to send us in any pictures, please do so, we'd love to see them. We have a really special prayer time this week. I've got some people from church to help me to put together a little video of the Lord's Prayer. So I want you to watch it twice maybe, so you can watch it the first time and see who you can see in that video. Some faces that you'll know from Sunday school and other people that you'll know from church. And then the second time that you watch it, I want you to put your hands in the air, clap your hands together, bring your hands down past your eyes and we'll close our eyes, down past our mouths, we'll close our mouths, past our chins, we'll bow our heads and we'll talk to God.
Our Father,
who art in heaven,
hallowed be thy name.
Thy kingdom come,
Thy will be done,
on earth
as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread,
and forgive us our trespasses,
as we forgive those
who trespass against us.
Lead us not into temptation,
but deliver us from evil.
For thine is the kingdom,
the power and the glory,
forever and ever. Amen.
Ruth and Joel and Freddie are going to teach us a new song. The last few weeks we've heard all about Moses and Pharaoh, so this song is just about Moses and Pharaoh and what happened in Egypt.
Pharaoh wasn't very nice, sure he wasn't.
No,
he did
he
not.
Was not nice at
Who
all.
would he not let go? He wouldn't let Moses go, sure he wouldn't.
He wouldn't let anyone at all go.
So we're going to sing a song all about that, all about Pharaoh. This is a really good song, okay? You ready? So it's like this. Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Huh, yeah, 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 I said Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Huh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, the burning bush told me just the other day that I should come over here and say, my people out of Pharaoh's hand and lead them all to the promised land. I said, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Huh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Huh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, all of God's people came to the Red Sea with Pharaoh's army coming after me. I raised my rod, stuck it in the sand, and all of God's people walked across our land. I said, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Huh, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Huh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, all of Pharaoh's army was coming too. So what do you think that I did do? I raised my rod, stuck it in that sand, and all of Pharaoh's army did the dead man's float. I said, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Ha, yeah, yeah, yeah. I said, Pharaoh, Pharaoh, oh baby, let my people go free. Ha, yeah, 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 yay! Hopefully you came in with the chorus there anyway. You did really, really well. Well done, everyone.